76-inch reach. It's been a little bit of time since Villarreal's last fight. It's another really good prospect at CJ Dismore. Same December last year. Both guys with a similar time absent from the cage, but they're in the cage now. This will be a fun fight. Let's get it started.
The following contest, brought to you by SheathUnderwear.com, is scheduled for 3 rounds at a Fury Amateur Series catchweight of 163 pounds. Introducing your first competitor, fighting out of the blue corner. This freestyle fighter stands 6 feet, 1 inch tall, and he weighed in officially at 168.2 pounds. Fighting out of San Antonio, Texas, his amateur record stands at 1 win, no losses. This is Collin Rogers. And introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. This mixed martial artist stands 5 feet, 10 inches tall, and he weighed in at 163 pounds. Fighting out of Katy, Texas, tonight he looks for his 2nd win as an amateur. Here is Andrew Superfly Villarreal. Your referee in charge of the action, Professor Joe Leese.
And you can see Rogers, he's a big dude. But Villarreal, the southpaw, oh man, lands a huge left hand. A lot of pressure early on.
That's great pressure by Villarreal, coming out hot.
Went for that sweep.
And he landed that overhand well, right on the forehead. But man, it hit him right in that front knuckle. This guy's broken both hands in fights. That's how you break hands. As he gets good, strong rear back exposure. Goes into a seatbelt grip. He's got the one leg trapped. Transition back into a body lock grip. As Rogers looking for a Kimura. Rogers goes to close guard looking for this Kimura. He's got the arm behind the back. He's got to put a hard bit in the elbow. Villarreal does a good job. Rotating his thumb to the top side, clearing that elbow line, and now enjoying that guard jump. But man, good for Rogers. He was going for it.
Yeah, sometimes I like to use that Kimura to get up, or you go for it, and a lot of guys are very good at defending it.
Yeah.
So sometimes you use it to stay up, stay on your feet, or use it to get out of the skin.
Sometimes they'll back away to clear that elbow.
But Villarreal did a good job defending it, and then staying on top and using his top pressure to put some damage and score some points.
Good use of pressure against the cage as well, making it very difficult for him.
Yeah, MMA fights always seem like fun and a good idea until you catch yourself pinned up against the cage. Somebody on top of you not letting you up. Rogers doing a good job.
Especially taking this fight on short notice. That's one thing that will definitely drain you if you're not careful early on.
Yeah. So it looks like Villarreal may be attacking a Kimura of his own from a more appropriate position.
To finish that, he would need to get into side control.
So it could be done from top half guard. It's tough.
Yeah.
A lot of times guys will use it to pass.
Okay.
There's even that Kimura trap system where you can lock it up and almost fall to your side and then use your free leg to clear their leg and then end up with the back tip.
Okay.
So anytime I talk about Kimura from the broadcast, I gotta bring up Daniel Pineda.
The GOAT.
The Kimura King.
Yeah, the Kimura King.
Pulled off a womp Kimura in the UFC back in his day.
Yeah.
Congratulations to the pit. Retired after a successful career. As Villarreal's dodging a triangle. Rogers, he's got that leg over, so there's no chance of that triangle locking back up.
Much credit to Rogers being very active from the bottom, attempting submission. And that's one thing Ohana athletes are usually known for is they try to submit from any position. It doesn't really matter.
I don't know as much about Ohana as they're not out of Houston, but they've always put out quality fighters, no matter what, for as long as I've been calling fights. But I'll tell you, the Ohana fighters having a tough time with Andrew Villarreal, who did have a full fight kick for this fight, as he unofficially wins round 1, but man, that was the case.
we talked about earlier, Drew's got a great corner. You know, you got Lester Bartress in this corner, helping him. He's got a good team behind him. They got a lot of young prospects up and coming. So you can see his talent. You can even hear his coaches in the corner. All the comments that they're telling him, it's great work, and you can see that he's using it and utilizing it.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a high-paced first round, and this catchweight bout. Looking back at Rogers' debut, the fight actually took place at welterweight, which makes sense as the guy looks like a welterweight. Another good left hand there from Villarreal.
Good high kick. Oh, these guys are swinging now.
Oh, nice inside kick from Villarreal. Oh, that pressure's really paying off. I mean, Villarreal must be just super physical because he's really moving the big man around. And Rogers, he's got a presence in the cage. So he's penalizing him for reinforced knees. He had more of like a power half, but with that over-the-shoulder grip, that is a downward pull. So though it's borderline legal, illegal, it still was on the pulling into the knee realm. Now, I don't think it's worth the point deduction, which I don't think we're going to see. But you're not allowed to pull them into these knees on the upper half.
Yeah, in the amateur level.
On the amateur level, correct. Yeah, the pros can get crazy with their clinches.
I'm not sure why that is the rule, but I guess that's just, you know, how they're doing it. Because I feel like a reinforced knee or even...
So, remember when Anderson Silva fought Rich Franklin?
Okay.
I mean, he like really broke his nose and knocked him out pretty bad. Oh, they are taking a point for it.
Oh,
okay,
wow.
So it was more than one, and it was intentional, albeit not. I don't think he knew he was breaking the rules.
But I think it's just natural reaction. You know, as fighters, you go in there and you're just throwing, and you're just used to placing your hand and framing and
they do give examples. Like obviously no full tie clinch, but they also say like no half Nelsons as well. And I think Villarreal knows.
Yeah.
Villarreal definitely won first round, you know, at least unofficially. So not quite definitely, but you know, you could win a 28-27 if he wins rounds 2 and 3. But if Rogers does win this round, which is very possible, oh man, these guys are throwing hard. Nice wrestle up there from Villarreal.
Great scrambling, not to settle on your back. You keep moving.
And prior to that, Rogers went for like almost like, not quite a lat drop, but almost like a foot sweep kind of like trip. And there was just so much commitment to the hips, he actually got Villarreal down. But Villarreal did not settle. This little reverse De La Riva action. I'm not too sure what position this is. This is a potential sub. Now, one thing Villarreal could do if his knee was getting hurt enough is let the head and arm choke go and like hard bail to his back.
Yeah.
But I think he's willing to deal with some of this weird knee squeeze to take top position, and he made the right call there.
Yeah. Good defense from Collin to throw the arm back over and not settle there and stay there and lay there.
That was also a very creative submission attempt. Nice cut-through pass there from Villarreal. Really getting a lot of miles out of that underhook that he had. But man, Rogers, he's got tricky jiu-jitsu as his guard recoveries are near immediate. I say that as Villarreal passes into a pretty clean side control. Looking for a reversal is Rogers, but those are so hard to pull off. And on a knee ride is Villarreal. He's in on a Darce choke.
There we go.
It seems a little shallow, yeah. He sure didn't. So elbows actually are allowed in amateur fights, but just not to the head. They can elbow to the legs, to the body. And I'm going to reference the pit again. One time, he had me in guard and he elbowed my sternum with like a little down elbow. It was one of the most miserable experiences of my life.
I feel every day in practice.
Elbows.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
They can do damage, most certainly.
And don't forget the elbows to the thigh.
Yeah.
That is his favorite.
One, if you place it perfectly on the side, too. I know one time I was training and I caught an elbow almost on my IT band. My leg was useless.
Oh, yeah.
It didn't take much either. If it hit that nerve.
Shout out to
That's the old school stuff too. That people don't, they forget about it. You know, the little elbows to the thighs, elbows to the sternum. Those add up as you know when you start getting going.
Shout out to James Ford. He's actually fighting December 15th on Fury 99. But I threw a knee at him and he blocked it with an elbow, and I almost TKO'd myself. So those elbows in the quad, they can get you. But man, talk about a high-paced fight. I mean, 2 rounds in the bank here for Villarreal and Rogers. All action, all Villarreal really thus far. But interestingly, he got that point taken away. If I were a judge, I would have scored round 2 for him, but that makes it a 9-9 round. Okay. So if Rogers wins rounds 3, it's a draw. But then if Villarreal wins it, it'll be a 28-27 victory, which is a weird score.
Yeah, that's a big point deduction.
Yeah. Villarreal instantly on some strong back exposure. Is it on the back? Rogers responsibly hand fighting. Rogers got to cut an angle though. So that counters the angle with the body triangle. Oh, and that choking arm is under the chin in position. Rogers is hand fighting appropriately though.
Yeah, good hand fighting from Rogers there.
And at this point in the fight, they're pretty sweaty, so it's a lot harder to secure that position, 3rd round maybe, as opposed to the 1st round.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's tough with the body triangle.
Transitions to mount. Just Villarreal. Nice reversal there from Rogers. And notice kind of the difference in their style. Villarreal didn't close his guard, not for a moment. He was just trying to get up, whereas Rogers was looking to play from closed guard. But Rogers is in on a, they call this the Rotula team. This is that weird rear naked choke, but with the arm under that the Rotula brothers hit. The angle was a little off as Villarreal works his way back to his feet, but there's some really cool creative submissions happening from the back mount. Like back in my day, it was the rear naked choke. But now they have the arm traps and the rear mount triangles and these different figure 4 configurations. I was just working this morning with one of the brown belts on a different rear naked choke setup where the figure 4 is under the armpit. As these guys hitch the mad scramble, Rogers in on a trip.
Really emptying the gas tank on this one.
It looks like Rogers was going for a guillotine, but again, like you said, Olivia, they're slippery. It's round 3. He ended up really losing control of that head.
I think he had a little bit too much space, allowed him to kind of get on top position. I think that happened maybe the 1st round as well.
Yeah, man, I can't wait to see Rogers back in here, though. I mean, I was going for a buggy choke, but give him a full fight camp. I mean, he's got it. He's got this buggy choke locked in. This is in. These moves are weird. I was talking so much trash about buggy chokes, and then Trevin Giles caught me in one, and I stopped talking trash about him.
I feel like they're definitely more effective for men too. There's a little bit less flexibility there.
Yeah, what is the key, or how do we get out of this bungee choke?
So you got to figure for the legs and then get a strong cable grip. And man, it's weird. See, look at Villarreal. He's reacting. He's framing. You can pick him up and slam him, but this is just awkwardly tight. It kind of sneaks up on you out of nowhere. And look at Villarreal. He's struggling. There's 15 seconds left. I don't think he knows how much time. He's looking to frame. You see that he got Rogers off of his back? It's going to release some of the pressure. And he had to eat that choke. I guarantee you, we ask Villarreal, he says that choke was tight. And this round is over. What a fight from these guys.
That was a very fun fight. Respect to Rogers. I mean, that 3rd round, he came out, he wrestled, he stayed on top of him. Especially for that on short notice, to have that cardio to keep going all the way, that was pretty impressive.
And honestly, if you're these judges and you know how to grapple, that was a genuine catch attempt there from bottom side. Rogers has a case to make for winning that 3rd round. If that's the case, we may have a draw in our hands. We'll see. It was a great performance there. Fun fight for both guys. Villarreal really did shine in rounds 1 and 2, and it was a very strong, competitive 3rd round.
I love the pace. I love the excitement. I love the pressure. It was unfortunate with the point deduction, you know, but
Especially if that is determining the outcome of the fight, that really does.
at the end of the day, it's amateurs, and you know, the great experience. He went out there, he fought, and they both took it on short notice, and they fought hard and they fought well, and that was a very exciting fight for us.
Yeah, great fight for the fans.
It's always good when that third round has the same pressure and pace as the first round. You don't get that very often, especially when they come out swinging the way they did that first round.
Yeah, interestingly, it looks like a welterweight and a lightweight in there. All right, they got the decision. It didn't take them too long, so high hopes for some somewhat regular scoring. We got win in the cage. Let's see what the judges said about this fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of combat, we go to the judges' scorecards for your decision. Brought to you by SheathUnderwear.com. With scores of 29-27, 29-27, and 28-28, your winner by majority decision, Andrew Villarreal.